Hey guys, it's Felix here and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today I'm going to be mentioning my championship predictions for the 2021 season upcoming. So yeah, there'll be a few shots because it is the championship, and don't get pissed off. Don't get pissed off if you see your team down below, because this is the first one I've ever done, and I'd be surprised if I get one right, because it's a championship and I'm shit predicting. So yeah, let's jump right into it. In 24-5 Wycombe Wanderers, and this is just because of the style they have. I mean, if you can put up the image that was shown during the playoff final, I think it was the playoff final, where like Wycombe had 24 for everything and Oxford had first for everything. It's just the style that they play. It might be suited for League One, it's not suited for the Championship. And also, the calibre players. The calibre players are very League One standard, like mid-table League One standard. Like we were in League One for the 18-19 season, and they barely survived. So I won't be surprised if they got the worst points total in history, which would surpass Rotherham's total of 21 points in the 16-17 season. Well, this one's going to be a shock for you all. But in 23rd, I've got Millwall. Now, the thing is, the Championship always gives off a shock. And in that shock, I've got Millwall is going to be the biggest disappointment of this season. Now, I won't be surprised if they confounded every expectation I have and actually got playoffs this season. But I just think the last time they were on a playoff push, 17-18 season, the season after that, they almost got relegated. I think the same thing will happen this time, except they will get relegated. They do have players that I think are decent, but I don't think it's enough to keep them up, and I won't be surprised if they do go down. So yeah, sorry Millwall fans, but I'm predicting you to go down to League One. Enjoy League One next season. Or not, I don't know. So yeah, we'll swiftly on to 22nd place, which is obviously going to be Sheffield Wednesday. Now, I do think the players they've signed this summer are actually quite decent. You know, the likes of Windass, Elijah Kajunga, some of us. I'll probably put them on the screen somewhere. But the thing is, that points deduction is really, really bad. Like the minus 12 points deduction, that's going to be slapped to everyone's face. And I know Gary Monk is a good Championship manager, and I know he's a snake and all that, but I just think you won't have enough to survive. It might go down to the final day, but the players do need to gel, and look what happened to, again, I'm going to give an example to my team, Barnsley. Look what happened when they gelled. They were great. So yeah, in 21st, I guess this could be another surprise to fans of this Championship team, but I'm going with Reading. I just think they are going to have a subpar season, and they're just going to avoid relegation. It'll rely on two things, and those two things are going to be John Swift and Jaria. Yeah, I'm reading this off from memory. But the thing is, it's going to rely on them staying. It's going to rely on Swift staying, and them two playing out their skin for y'all to have a good season. I do know you have good players, and your goalkeeper is a fucking annoying twat, but he's also quite good. So yeah, that's what you need for the Championship. So let's move swiftly on to 20th, which I've got the newly promoted Coventry, who did win League One last season. And again, you've got quite a League One standards side, but I won't be surprised if you confounded my expectations too and finished higher than 20th. I do think the Tyler Walker signing and your other signings have actually got good. But again, it's the same thing with Wednesday. Your players need to gel, and I don't think that'll happen until December, January time. So yeah. And I mean the manager you've got in there, Mark Robbins, is actually quite good. So I don't know. 19th, I've got Rotherham United. Now, yes, they have just been promoted to Championship, finishing second behind Coventry. But it's gonna. In League One last season, it took them a bit to get going, and I think he'll do this time. But their manager, Paul Warne, is actually. I actually like him. I take a lot of liking to him, and I do think that keeping him will keep your up. But we need to stop. I'm about to. Rotherham need to stop yo-yoing, because it's not gonna help your club at all. And I think this season is the season where you can stop yo-yoing and start building, maybe towards mid-table, then go on from there. But we'll see. So yeah. 18th, I've got Luton Town. Now, I think Luton Town fans will actually take this quite well, because you avoided relegation on the final day thanks to a 3-2 win at home to Blackburn, and two of those goals was own goals and one was a penalty. I mean, you can say Tabatas staying up due to Wigan's point deduction, but yeah, whatever. But the thing is, your team is a very low mid-table team, and I think you will do alright getting 18th. And the fact is, Nathan Jones, yes, he failed at Stoke, but he came back to Luton Town, got your going, and you managed to stay up using him. So yeah, 18th, Luton Town. 17th, Huddersfield Town. Now, the fact is, they've got a new manager in Carlos Corberan. I can't say his name, it's a Spanish name. And I do realise he was part of Marcelo Bielsa title-winning side with Leeds in the backroom area. But the thing is, you've basically got the same team, really, and you've lost Elias Kachunga, and you've got no real striker. I mean, you've just signed Danny Ward, but is he going to do stuff? Is he going to do bits? I don't think so. And yeah. I think it's just going to be a low mid-season, but one thing you have to rely on is keeping Joe Pereira, your goalkeeper that you've got on loan from Man United, fit, because if you don't, you're basically fucked with Ben Hamer in goal. So 16th, I think this is a little bit of a shock as well, but 16th, I've got Blackburn. I do realise you had a decent season last season, but I think it's going to be another subpar season. Your main goal threat is Adam Armstrong, who I don't think will have as good of a season as he did last season, and it's just about keeping your key players fit, like Bradley Dack and Adam Armstrong, for example. I just think 16th, and you lost 3-2 to Luton, scoring 2 own goals. That's got to bring your confidence low. I know it's a new season, new beginnings, but yeah. And so 15th, QPR. Now, I think this will be a decent season for QPR, with the fact that your season last season was, I wasn't bad, but your defensive walls were really terrible. Like, you conceded 5 to us, and I think you and Luton had the only worst defensive record in the division below us. Yeah. And as well, with Berriese leaving, you're gonna have to keep some of your key players, like I don't think I'll Samuel's has left yet. I mean, I can be proven wrong. But as well, with your new striker in Lyndon Dykes, I think you could do well with him. I think he could be carrying you, but I think, yeah, it's going to be 15 for you. 14th, Cardiff. Now, I know Cardiff, they did get playoffs last time out with Neil Harris, but the thing is, with Neil Harris, Look what happened last time he had Millwall. 17-18 season, he got to them with a playoff push. 18-19 season, almost got relegated. 19-20, well, I mean, he did leave on his own accord, but they were doing really terrible at the start of the season. And I just think Neil Harris has got one season of a tactic in a team before he gets found out. But I do see them maybe going for a playoff push and then maybe falling towards the end, maybe. With Keith Moore as well. Keith Moore definitely suits Neil Harris' system of just hoofballing it. He's a very tall striker. Played for us, obviously. Scored quite a few goals. He got sold to Wigan. He did well with Wigan despite scoring 8 goals. He was, from what I've heard, he was their player. Their good player. 13th, I've got Preston North End. Now, I do realise Preston had an alright season last season. Almost was in playoffs for most of the season, but they did fall off towards the end. I can't remember exactly where they finished, but it was somewhere in mid-table. The fact is, they haven't bought anyone yet. I do know there's another month of the transfer window left for you to buy players, and the season hasn't started yet, so you've still got players to buy. But the thing is, you've got quite a few key players out of contract in the summer, so I will put a list here of your contracts that you're running out, and I just don't see you doing anything. Alex Neil is a very good manager, but I think he just needs a bit more players to go for that playoff push. So 30. Now 12th is Bournemouth. Now I know 12th can be seen as a bad season for Bournemouth, but the fact is, your manager is unproven and your key players will leave. I mean, Nathan Ake has already left. I can just see Callum Wilson leaving. I mean, how are you going to keep Callum Wilson in the Championship? Like, if he stays, you're getting promoted, but I just don't see it. And you've got Cook, who's as well a decent Prem player, and you've lost your main goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, and I just don't see it happening. I mean, I know Mark Travers? I think he's a decent-ish Championship goalkeeper, but I just don't see anything happening for you to get promotion/playoffs. Now, 11th, you could call this being biased, but I don't think it is. 11th is my team, Barnsley. Now, I don't think this is me being biased. I know the comments will be like, "Oh, you all stayed up just because Wigan got points deduction." Yeah, whatever. We stayed up. Who cares? But the thing is, we had good form under Struber. We were mid-table, like 12 or something under Struber when he came in. But yeah, I think if we carry that on, we could have a good season, finishing above the likes of Bournemouth, Preston, Cardiff, Blackburn, etc. And the signings as well, Killian Ludwig, who impressed on loan last season, and I just think he'll do bits again. And as well with Dominic Freezer, who is unproven again in the English leagues, but I think that added experience and the fact that he's an attacking and can play versatile is good. As well with the rumours, I think if we do get one or two of these rumours, like Ben Lightman, left back and a striker, I think we'll be in for a decent season, and I think we'll finish 11th. 10th, Bristol City. Now, I do realise that Bristol City will be looking at the playoff push, but the fact is, they've got average-ish strikers. Like, the only really good striker that points out to me is Naki Wells, and I don't think his goals will be enough to push you into playoff contention. And the fact is, you've hired your assistant manager of last season, who was under Lee Johnson, who you signed like halfway through the season. I don't think you will get playoffs, but I think you will have a push, but will fall off. 9th, Swansea. Now, I do realise that Swansea, yes, they had a very good season last season, got playoffs, but that wasn't thanks. But yeah, Forest did bottle halfway. Forest did bottle at the end of the season, losing 1-0 to us and losing 4-1 to Stoke, which the goal difference swing made you all get to the playoffs. But the fact is, Ryan Brewster did catapult you into playoffs, and with him not rejoining, because I don't think they want to loan him out again, Liverpool, I just don't see you getting playoffs. You might get a push, but I think that depends on Matt Ryan staying, because I've heard rumours of him not going, and I think he's a very good player. 8th, Watford. Now, I do think Watford will have the situation as Bournemouth will, where they'll have to buy new and gel players because their key players will leave. But the thing is, their manager does have experience. He's actually managed before. I do realise he hasn't managed in the Championship, but I think he'll do decent. 8th, miss out on playoffs, but I think 8th will be a decent season. 7th, Birmingham. Now I do realise you did finish 20th. You almost got relegated, but you had a strong mid-season, like start of season kind of thing. And the fact is, you've got Aita Kranker, who is a very good. Why am I speaking like that? Who is a very good Championship manager, and I think with the signings that you made, like Adam Clayton, George Friend, bringing in players that Aitor Karanka has managed before, I think you'll have a good to great season, but you'll miss out on players in the final day. Bottle, or I don't know, you'll miss out. Now 6 is, you could call this another shock, but I've gone with Stoke, who, despite having a shit season last season, let's be fair, they finished 16th, I think it was, and had a really tough, not tough, like poor start. Like, they won none of their, 8 games or something, and then sacked their manager. But the thing is, they've actually got a competent manager in O'Neill, who did manage the Northern Ireland squad, I think it was. And I just think he'll actually do bits for you. And the fact is, your squad is actually quite good with the likes of St. Lucas, James McLean, who I had to mention it, but he is a damn good player. I mean, 32, he's still got it and all that. And then you've still got young Tyrese Campbell coming through, who is actually a really good player, and I think I don't think he'll be the top scorer, but I think he will score more goals than he did last season, and I think keeping him fit and keeping your key players fit and Fetch and your defence actually being good and keeping Adam Davis in goal. Don't put Jack Butland in. Keep Adam Davis, because without him, you won't get playoffs. Trust me. Butland will concede too many. Now 5th, I've got Derby County. The thing is, your youth is very good, and I think it will catapult you into the playoffs. The likes of Jaden Bogle, Jared Bird, not Jared Bird, for fuck's sake, Max Bird. Yeah, Max Bird. And it's just, I think your youth managed by Philip Cook, who is actually quite a good manager. I know he had to have his season turned around by the likes of Wayne Rooney and all that, but I think with the youth and the manager is actually quite good. And the fact is, I know I hate to mention Wayne Rooney, but the thing is, as a backroom player, he can actually help those youth players who after like a few games that they could lose, their mentality could go down really easily. And I think Wayne Rooney is just that experienced head who could just keep them all together. And the only way you can really get playoffs as well is if you get an actually good striker. Because you got rid of Chris Martin, who I don't think you should have got rid of, because I think he could have had a few goals in him to help you get the playoffs. But I think if you get a decent striker in, playoffs. 4th, I've got Middlesbrough, who also did only just survive, but it's the fact that it's Neil Warnock in the Championship. I mean, Neil Warnock in the Championship, it's just, it is just good. yes, he plays the worst football I have ever seen, but it wins. It just wins. And I don't think he'll be enough to get your automatic promoted. But the fact is, you've got decent players in your squad. The likes of Ashley Fletcher, Paddy McNair, Britterson Belonga. And I know he had a subpar season last season, but I think he'll actually have a good season this season. Third, I've got Nottingham Forest. I mean, I know they bottled last season, but I don't think they will bottle. They will bottle playoffs this season. I think they will in fact bottle automatics. Like on the final day, they will bottle it. They will crumble. But it's the fact is they've got this. They've still got a good team together. I mean, they've got experienced heads like Ben Watson, and you've got a good striker in Lewis Graben. And the fact is, your manager Sabri Lamucci is actually quite good. I mean, he does play his style quite well, which is obviously defensive. So anyway, let's also move into the playoff winners, which I've got down as Middlesbrough, because I think Middlesbrough are the only team that hasn't got a bottle in them. So like Forest who bottled last season, and I think will bottle automatics again. I think they will get to the finals, but again they will bottle against Middlesbrough. As far as Derby and Stoke, they'll just get to the semi-finals and probably get knocked out. So let's move into the automatic promotions, which I've got as second place being Norwich. Now the fact is, Norwich again they still need to keep their key players, but I think they will with only Jamal Lewis and Bax Aaron's leaving to Premier League or top division clubs outside of outside of the Premier League. But I think you'll keep Blendy, and I think you'll keep Timo Pukki as well, who last time out did rip the Championship to shreds. So I think you'll have a very good season and bounce back, but just don't do what Rotherham do when you're and you'll be great. In first place, we've got Brentford. And I know they did bottle automatics last season, losing in the not very last minute, but the 91st minute to Barnsley. Clark O'Donnell put the video. Nah, I'm not joking. But the fact is, you've got a good striker in Ivan Toney. He's not Championship proven, but I think he will bag the goals. I know 10 million is a bit of a risk, but I can see either Ben Rama, Emblemo or Watkins leaving, and I think out of them three it will be Ben Rama, and I won't be surprised if Watkins goes too. But I think the fact is that your midfield is actually quite good as well. So I think easily first. You might even walk away with it. I won't be surprised if you walked away with it. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. I do realise I do ramble for a long time, and I do say a lot of ums in my time. But yeah, I'll try and cut this down to make it make sense. But it's gonna be like 17 minutes or something. So thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you do not agree with, leave your championship predictions down in the comment section, and I'll have a look at them. So yeah, thank you guys ever so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. Bye.